Look, it's been a long day, but I've decided that the UK is not a real country. We can't be. None of this can be real. Because bringing back David Cameron, let's be clear what David Cameron actually has done to this country. Because he called the referendum on Brexit, right? But he phrased it as our current relationship with the EU versus any other relationship with the EU. So we then have to spend the next 3-4 years deciding, arguing amongst ourselves and with the EU at the same time as to what that new relationship would be. And even as we sit here, 7 years later, that relationship is still not decided because Northern Ireland hasn't had a government for almost 2 years because the pro-Brexit DUP party is rejecting that new relationship. But by defining the leave option as any other relationship and by resigning as soon as it didn't go his way, he handed people like Boris Johnson a blank check to decide our relationship with the EU and by extension, our place in the world. Boris Johnson then took that blank check and gave us a Brexit that is destroying our economy, a COVID response that is deemed to be one of the worst public health failures in UK history because he locked down too late and told people it was okay to shake hands with COVID patients, leading to over 200,000 COVID deaths. Meanwhile, he and his Tory friends stole billions from the money that was supposed to be used to fight COVID. Not to mention partying during lockdown, the suppression of human rights, and outright racism. David Cameron opened the door to all of that. Even people like Danny Dyer knew the score.
So what's happened to that twat David Cameron who called it on? How comes he can scuttle off? He called all this on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He has no regrets.
Where is he? He's in Europe, in Nice, with his trotters up. I think he should be held accountable for it.
It's a valid point. A lot of people do feel
twat.
And instead of being held accountable, David Cameron is being made our Foreign Secretary and a Baron of the House of Lords without a single person voting for him. And when I say the UK isn't real, that wasn't even the last straw for me. This was. Because David Cameron wasn't the only new minister today. Esther Mcvey, an MP who somehow was allowed to host her own TV show on GB News, she just got made Minister for Common Sense to tackle the scourge of wokery. The dictionary definition of woke is to be aware of the injustices in the world and want to change them. So Esther, you just got made Minister of Ignorance and Inequality. To say that the UK government is a joke just really isn't putting it strongly enough.